Welcome to the third episode of Inspiring Journey series by Miyara Health. Today we have Tithi Pandya from Gland, Switzerland. She's a talented lady running multiple businesses, including fashion designing, a food business, and eyebrow threading. And she's a mother of a 9-year-old. She's also a breast cancer survivor. So let us dive straight in and learn more about her journey. Hi, Tithi.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how and when you were diagnosed with this cancer?
So it was in early 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and my son had just turned 1 in 2012 October, and I gave
Okay.
him exclusive breastfeeding. So it was still in January end, and I found lump. So I thought it must be a milk lump, because I had
Okay.
just stopped breastfeeding
Yeah.
him, and yeah, I guess that's how I found it. But it was quite a big lump. So I went to my husband and I said, "Do you feel something? This is not normal."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Yeah, this is something not normal." And then the very next day, I was in London, so I went to my GP, and that's how everything started. So went to you go to the GP, and then GP checks you, and they refer you to the breast cancer clinic in London.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was in Barnet, and then in 2 weeks' time, I got an appointment with the breast cancer department in Barnet Hospital.
Okay.
And on the same day, they examined me, and they sent me for a biopsy. So I had like
Okay.
4 or 5 biopsy on that day, and another 2 weeks, and I had my results that it's positive, and I have
Okay.
breast cancer on my left breast.
Okay. So how did you differentiate between, like you said, you were feeding the baby, and what made you think that it's not the normal? The Sometimes there are lumps when you're feeding the baby versus
I think
other.
it was my mom. She said, "You don't have to worry about that. We all have that." Because I guess in older days, people were really breastfeeding longer than
Yeah.
one year. And I chose to give him like a longer as much as I could. But then he was a hungry baby, so I couldn't really continue it. So I was still like leaking with the milk, and sometimes I had to really get it out with expressing it. But as like it goes longer, like November, December, so time were less and less. So that's why I was a bit confused.
Mm-hmm.
And also another thing, that who expects?
Yeah, exactly. So still you decided you have to go get this checked because at some
I,
point
I wasn't
you,
really very much. I was like, nothing's going to happen to me. Oh, this is all
yeah,
good. But my husband said, "No, now, give the call now." And
uh,
I really, really listened to him, and I'm very happy I did that.
yeah, no, that is really important.
Yeah, so when we found out the result, it was really quite forward, the cancer was, and the cancer cells were multiplying by 3. So in
Okay.
this case, they have to operate you within 29 days. So I guess it
Wow.
was very good that we didn't even wait for a day or something and just went back. So
No,
after that, it was like on and on of hospital appointments.
okay, so you didn't have any other symptoms, so you didn't, there was no other symptoms to
No
indicate that you
pain,
might be
no
unhealthy, huh?
nothing. I mean,
So,
it literally nothing, not even a pain of a pimple,
yeah,
absolutely nothing. And it was like a lump like this. This is what your hand feels here.
yeah,
That was the lump.
okay,
That was it.
yeah. So, a self exam is one of the very important things because you didn't have any other symptoms in this case.
Yes, no, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit aware, not completely naive, but I do examine myself. I guess
Yeah.
we all should do that. It is one of the thing that you might be able to catch it, not always the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So now coming to once it was diagnosed and you said within 29 days you had to get the operation done. So within this 29 days, I mean, how did you have your support system, whether I know the medical routine where you have to go, the doctor's appointments, probably you had a few of those. Did you have any therapy before that, or it was straight into the?
No, I had one more appointment with for my biopsy. So in that biopsy, basically what they do is they take some more breast
Okay.
biopsies, and they also check your underarm. So they do some more biopsy just to find out how much cancer has
Yeah.
like worked through your body. So first is your underarms that gets covered. So it did not it didn't look like it went there. So that was one big appointment after that. And then quite a lot CT scan, MRI, and things like, because they had to really operate me within 29 days. So I
Yeah.
found out about in like March early, and
Yeah.
then my operation was like April.
Wow. Okay.
April.
And
So it's just it was a shock at one point.
yeah.
I remember that I woke up in the middle of night to give the milk bottle to my little one, and I just fainted between the bedroom and the kitchen in the
Oh
middle
my
of the
God.
in the middle of night. I was asleep. Okay, I wasn't tired. There was nothing. I was like 2 o'clock in the night, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Put the milk. I'll go and get it. You know, kind of a thing. Every
Yeah.
mom do.
Yeah.
And I was coming back, and I just fainted, and my husband got up. And he was like, "Oh my God!" So so I went in the morning to the doctor, and they're like, there is a shock that you don't realize,
The
and
stress. Yeah.
your body just reacts to it. But there was
Mm.
nothing more worrying about it than
Okay.
whatever it was.
Yeah. So what? How did? Yeah. That was my next question. The stress and the life around you. How did it change? How did? What is the support system that you set up for yourself there?
Well, London NHS was really good. I mean,
Okay, that's good to
we
know.
were in London, and you know, yes, it's a government that gives you this
Yes.
health thingy. So it was really good. Like when it comes to your life,
Mm-hmm.
they are very efficient, and
Okay.
they really are like. They give you all the appointments, they remind you for all the appointments, they take care of you all the appointments. Like I had my own designated breast cancer nurse who I could
Wow.
call
Okay.
anytime, any time of the day. Like I could
Mm.
just call her, and any kind of a problem that I would have, I discuss with her, and she would be really helpful.
Uh-huh.
My doctor was really nice. I had two doctors,
Okay.
both of them very nice, and really supported me a lot. And the most
Important.
important is the family support, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I have wonderful family. My mom and dad, they flew from India twice in London to help me a little bit, to help my mother-in-law who was looking after me at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, because it's not an easy journey. You know, I had like once the mastectomy operation, then you get better with that, but then at the same time I had they had to take a sample from my underarms to find
Okay.
out whether there is more cancer or not. The biopsy does
Mm.
not give you 100%
Okay.
result. So they did that. So they took 3 sample, and within a month I found out that cancer has spread it there. So
Okay.
I needed another operation literally within another 3-4 weeks. As soon as I get better with one, I had to get
Oh.
the other one. So I guess that was very hard, because
Yeah.
I thought it has started, and I guess I've done the biggest part of it, I
Yes.
thought. But then it was like, no, it's not done. You
No.
have to go through another operation.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
kind of a big operation, even bigger than cesarean for me. I don't know, but I felt like that.
Yeah. No, for
So
sure. And also having a 2 year old. He was 1 year old
yeah,
at the time.
he was about, no, 2. Yeah, he was 2, between 2 to 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
tiny.
So having a kid like that and not being able to explain this, but at the same time,
But that's the
keeping.
best thing about the children, Gayatri. You don't have to explain it to them. They
It's true.
just, I think I think that is the biggest strength. If I did not have a child, I would not have really coped up as good
Mm.
as I did, because I had a child. Every single day he would knock on my door, whether I'm sleeping, I'm not sleeping, I am in pain, I am in whatever. He would still just come to me with the same love that and demand. That made me feel normal, actually.
Yeah, so you have to get up and do it, and that's it.
Even when I lost my hair, he was like, he looked at me first time when I because after the first chemotherapy, my so basically the whole every each hair,
Hmm.
it feels like poking you inside with the needle, like you have a needle, okay, and it's
Yeah.
poking you like that, each and every hair. So I was like, I wasn't crying with the chemotherapy pain, but I was crying with that pain. And my mom-in-law came and she was like, oh my god, what is it? I'm like, I think I really have to get my hair off. And she was like, yeah, yeah, do it now, whatever makes you feel better. And then I went with my friend and we cut like my hair off, like all of it. We took it off. We went to Tony and Guy, and I said, I'm going through chemotherapy, the first chemotherapy, and day 10, can't take any of my hair on my head.
Yeah.
So took it all off. And then he saw me. He was like, but it lasted only for a fraction of a second. And he was like, oh, mama.
The same mama is still.
Yeah. So
That's
that
a,
helps.
yeah, that helps. Yeah, that helps a lot. And yeah, so you had a chemotherapy post the first operation and between the first and the second operation, or
No, first operation, then the second operation, and after 2 months, I had chemotherapy.
therapy? Okay, so this it went on now for another. So you said about 6, 7 months. This whole
6 weeks, chemotherapy. So you take
okay,
one chemotherapy and you have to wait for 21 days for the chemo to work on your body. And then you take another one. So that way I had six.
okay,
I think it lasted until like about November, September, something
yeah.
like that.
Wow, that is a long time, and it is nice that your mom-in-law and parents they kept alternating and coming or helping
Yeah.
you through the whole thing.
No, great. It was, I guess, really great help. Like all
Yeah,
the kind of, all you concentrate in being better, rather than
yeah,
working about or thinking about anything. I
yeah.
mean, it was
True.
really all of them.
Yeah. So this is yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to like ask you was they were the how long it went on and that you had the support through the whole time. And post this, now you have completely um, I don't know if you should say recovered, but you've gone through this. And did you have the doctors give you a, like your good to go certificate that everything is fine?
In
How does
breast
it work?
cancer, I guess you don't get good to go certificate. It's the certificate you're good and
Okay.
you are healed. But then we have two breasts.
Yes.
So I only got rid of one breast, but I still have one intact. And they gave me, but I'm actually healthy. If I want to reconstruct my breast,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
I am as healthy to try for another child,
Yeah.
and I am healthy. I am on my medication of cancer still, because I
Okay.
was only 30. So usually they give it for 5 years, but I
Okay.
got it for 10 years, and I'm still on it. It's not been
Okay.
yet.
So what kind of medication is this for?
This is called, it's a breast cancer medicine. So there are quite a
Okay.
few of those
Okay. Okay.
that you start on your last term of chemotherapy. Now, I don't know exactly how it works with everyone
Okay.
else,
Yeah. But yeah,
but
that's how
with
it
me,
works.
I also had a cancer which was Herceptin plus.
Okay.
So when you have this type of a cancer, you have to take that medicine as well,
Mm-hmm.
and that was also intravenously every
Okay.
3 weeks for 18 cycle.
Okay.
So it went on, all started in 2013, but it was all 2013 and all 2014. But it's not very as lethal as chemotherapy. But you still go, you still give your hand, they poke you, they get things inside you. So yeah, it was it
Yeah.
was there. But I'm healthy. I
Yeah,
do
you're
consider
healthy.
myself as healthy and happy.
Yeah, that's the best part. I mean, looking at you, nobody would ever first think about it. And that is the question I was going to come to next. So, post now it is 2 years, and what did you do to change, or did you do anything, or did you continue with a job? Pretty much.
I think job was really not in my thingy because
Okay.
right when I had a cancer, my husband moved to Switzerland, and I
Okay.
did. He was in Switzerland, and I did all my treatment in London. So I came here, and well, I was just the mom of a 3.5-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and running around with him with the buggy in the Switzerland every single day, trying new things, going to the lakeside, going to the like but the playground and everything. But language does stop you at some point from
Yeah.
growing a little bit. So so I thought, I don't know, I have to do something. And the work was again not my, I couldn't do it because after this problem I ended up with the lymphedema on the left hand. So it's like a swelling. So your hand is
It's,
swollen all the
yeah.
time because your water is filled up, like
Collects,
in
collects
the
there. Yeah.
collects, and because you don't have lymph nodes here, so your body, you have to work hard. I have to do certain exercise. I'm not supposed to just sit down at one place, not supposed to lift.
Okay.
There are things that is for lifetime now.
Okay.
So I'm in fashion, and well, almost merchandising I was going to do. So that was really not my thing. That
Mm-hmm.
I could work on the window display, I could lift the chair, or
Yeah.
things like that. That was all not my thing anymore. So I decided to open my own things, and I really, really missed wearing my old clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Being in fashion, it was like you lose your breast, and you have.
Okay.
It's like I
Okay.
didn't really like that. I didn't like it what I found, and in terms of my style and my
Yeah.
colors and what I prefer.
Yeah.
So my husband again, he said like, why don't you make your own thingy? So I went to
Makes
India
sense.
with my mom, and because I was my own model, I didn't have a breast, and let's see how we can work with that.
Yeah.
I was wearing my own things, and I was finding out whether, where is the problem, because on the left side you don't have a breast, so you have something else that you put on. So it's
Yeah.
like, so you don't want it to see, you don't want people to see that there's something stuffed up, or or it.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of that was like my thing. I kind of did all of that and checked
Okay.
myself.
Right.
Like, how is it? You still want to look fashionable, you still want to look stylish, and you still
Yeah.
want to feel like yourself.
Yes.
Uh,
So
so I
true.
started my own thingy, and
Yeah.
it's going good.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to have this whole fashion design line. I mean, there are a lot of women out there. Like I said, when I meet you, it's not the first thing I'm going to think of. But
Yeah.
then, and there must be a lot of women there who want these clothes that just make them just be themselves.
Yeah, I mean, breast
And
cancer really hits anybody. You are
yeah,
17, you are 18.
yeah,
It's really not that only over 50 people get it. Even if you're over 50, why would you sacrifice? Why
yeah,
would you do that?
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's the really nice to hear. I mean, that you, being a fashion designer who went through this problem, you decided to use your talent to create your own line of clothes. And like you said, you had yourself as a model, so it was the perfect time to set it up for everybody out there, anybody out there who needs these clothes.
And
And
I wear all the type of clothes, all the different kind of a thingies. Yes,
yeah,
it's for everyone.
yeah. And your store is called Tithi Pandya Designs, right? Yeah, that's really nice. Just one last thing, do you have anything to tell the readers, the other women out there who uh, just need to be aware of, who don't have it, who have had a mastectomy? Anything for them? Any
Yeah,
message?
well, I would just say that if you did not have a cancer, you are really lucky one. But if you're one of me who had cancer and lost breast, it's not the end of the world. The good part is you did not die, you know.
Yeah,
There are many women who does not get this chance to
yeah,
live with breast or without breast, you know.
yeah,
And breast you can reconstruct. What is the thing that you can't?
yeah. That's
So I
true.
think if you be aware about your body, learn, like listen to your body, and always trust your instinct that this is happening. Listen to your loved ones, like I listen to my husband, and
Yeah,
go ahead. And if something happens, I guess the only thing that really helped me cope up was I really accepted it.
mm, that's really important.
This is it now. Like, it's
Yeah,
like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like, this is the reality. You have cancer, and doctor is telling you you're not going to die. There is
yeah,
there is a
exactly.
treatment 2 year longer, but you
Yeah,
can do it.
yeah,
And then the things are still not going to be as normal as before, but that is your way of looking at it. I mean, if I don't tell people that I'm a breast cancer survivor, they won't even, they cannot even guess.
yes, true.
So sometimes you don't need to know.
Yeah,
It's just, but I'm very open about it.
yeah,
I'm extremely open. I'm like, well, if it helps that my way of looking at things to even a one single woman,
yes.
it's something good.
I appreciate you for that because you're so open about it, and that will help so many more people when you talk about it. And I think that's really important.
That's the point. Thanks
Yeah.
for
So,
like asking me to be here and talking about it. Like, you're the main person here to
yeah,
let other people be inspired by me.
yeah. No, thanks a lot for talking about it. And because of women like you, we have these conversations. We can have these conversations. So thanks a lot.